perhaps the first to turn this into a practical and repeatable system, with clear instructions on how to enter a specific internal state and imprint a desired reality with precision. Later, figures like Joseph Murphy popularized these concepts for millions of people through books that circulated across the entire world. And then, in the 2000s, the explosion happened. The Secret, the law of attraction gone viral, visualization transformed into a fast consumption product. And that is exactly where the problem began. Because in the process of popularization, the most important part was systematically removed. What reached most people was the simplified, digested, almost infantilized version of the process. Close your eyes, think about what you want, feel as if you already have it, and wait. What was never transmitted is that every original tradition, without exception, had a step before the image, a step that prepared the internal state, a step that prepared the soil before any seed was planted. And it is that step that determines everything. The subconscious does not respond to loose mental images. It does not process intentions declared by the conscious mind. What it recognizes are states, patterns of emotional frequency that the nervous system produces and that become imprinted as internal reality. The person closes their eyes, thinks about what they want, stays there for 2 or 3 minutes, and believes they visualized. They didn't visualize, they daydreamed. And the difference between daydreaming and real visualization is not philosophical, it is neurological, it is functional, and it completely determines whether that process will generate change or evaporate like a thought with nowhere to go. The concrete problem is that the person tries to visualize, but the emotional state they carry in that moment is the exact opposite of the state they're trying to imprint. They want to visualize abundance, but the body is locked in anxiety. They want to visualize health, but the nervous system is activated in alert mode. They want to visualize a fulfilling relationship, but they carry inside them a belief that they don't deserve it or that it won't work. And so the visualization, no matter how beautiful it may be as an image, falls on soil that cannot receive it, because the internal state is in direct contradiction with the content being planted. That's planting a seed in dry, barren ground. The problem was never the seed. And this is where things get interesting. Because after understanding that the problem lies in the state, and not in the image, most people's first reaction is to try to force the state, to try to convince their own mind that they're fine, that they believe, that they're grateful, that they already have what hasn't yet arrived. And this doesn't work, not because the intention is wrong, but because the conscious mind and the subconscious operate on completely different frequencies, and one cannot convince the other